Hey guys, tuning in with Paul's Maths Dad. Thank you for tuning in. And today we're going to be looking at equivalent fractions. What are equivalent fractions? What are they? Ooh, mysterious. Well, it's not that mysterious really, to be honest. So equivalent fractions are basically, for me, they are fractions that they look different, but they have the same value. Now, when I say they look different is, for example, here we've got 1 over 2 and we've got 2 over 4, we've got 3 over 6, we've got 4 over 8. Now these fractions, they all have different numerators and denominators, but they still have the same value. Okay, for example, what I mean is if you're going to simplify any of these, so if you're going to simplify this, this, or this, you would get these would all simplify back to half. Okay, now, if you look at them when they're shaded in a diagram, you can see that they are all half. They are actually all half. Yes, they have different numbers, they have different numerators and denominators, but they still represent the same value, which is half. Okay. Now, these are all equivalent fractions. Okay, they're all equivalent fractions. Okay, they have the same value, but they look different. Okay, that in essence is what an equivalent fraction is. They're the same value, but they are represented with different denominators and numerators. But if you're going to simplify them, they would all simplify to the same thing. Okay, here again we've got 1/3, we've got 2/6, and we've got 4/12. So you can all see by just by looking at the diagram that they all represent, if you're going to simplify them, they all represent 1/3. Okay, so if you're going to simplify 4/12 or 2/6, it will simplify back to 1/3. Okay, now if somebody was to ask me, okay Paul, I want you to find 4 equivalent fractions to 1 over 4. And another thing, just very quickly, another thing is you may be able to see a pattern between the half and all these different numbers. Okay, so if you look at this fraction here, 2 over 4, it's basically you've just multiplied the numerator by 2 and the denominator also by 2. Okay, so to get from 1 to 2, you've multiplied by 2. To get from 2 to 4, you've multiplied by 2. Now if you look at the half, the 1 over 2 and the 3 over 6, if you look at a pattern there, you've just basically multiplied the top by 3 and you've multiplied the bottom by 3 as well, because 1 times 3 will give you 3 and 2 times 3 will give you 6. Okay, so to find equivalent fractions, you can just multiply both if you have the original fraction, you can just multiply both the top and the bottom by the same number. So if I'm going to put, for example, I'll put times by 2 here, now here times by 3, now here times by 4, now here times by 5. I'll put that there. So we have 1 over 4. So if I'm going to times both the top and the bottom by 2, I'm going to have 2 over 8, which is equivalent. Now if I'm going to times both the top and bottom by 3, I'm going to have 3 over 12. Now with the 4, if I times both the top and the bottom by 4, I'm going to get 4 over 16. And if I times both the top and bottom by 5, I'm going to get 5 over 20, which are all equivalent to 1 over 4. Because if you were to simplify 5 over 20, think of the biggest number that goes to both 5 and 20, which is 5. How many 5s go into 5? 1. How many 5s go into 20? 4. Okay, so they all simplify back to a quarter. Okay, now let's look at this one here, 2 over 3. So again, I'm going to do my little thing here. Times by, we can have times by 6, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so times both the top and the bottom by 2, we'll get 4 over 6. For here, times both the top and the bottom by 3, we're going to get 6 over 9. Here times by 4, we're going to get 8 over 12. Here times by 6, we're going to get 12 over 18. Okay, let's look at the last example here, 4/5. So let's say we times by 10, times by 12, times by 20. And last one times by 100. Okay, so if times by 10 times both the top and the bottom number by 10, so we get 40 over 50. Times both top and the bottom number by 12, so we get 48 over 60. Times by 20, we get 80 over 100. Times by 100, we get 400 divided by 500, which can all be simplified back to 4/5. Okay, so guys, in essence, that's what equivalent fractions are. They are fractions. They may look different, they may have different denominators and different numerators, but in essence they have the same value. Okay, so equivalent fractions are fractions that look different but they have the same value. Okay, thank you guys for tuning in to Paul's Maths Lab, and I'll see you guys later.